here at the Blue Rose Bath and Body. As always, I'd appreciate it if you'd give us a like, subscribe to our channel, ring that bell, and drop a comment below. Now, speaking of comments, I always ask you guys if there is something I missed to leave it for me. Now, while making the video discussing the dark side of soap making, there were a couple things I failed to mention. One of them being, howdy ho, neighbor. This is soap making equipment. Now, it'll always be soap making equipment and soap making equipment from this point forward. Now, you might say, now, Mark, that's just a mixer. Well, you want to always keep your equipment, soap making equipment, separate from your kitchen food prep equipment, because you don't want a cross-contamination going on there. Let's say there's fragrances and other things that are left over. Even though you cleaned it properly, it could still be left over and remain, and you don't want to be tasting that stuff. It's just disgusting. Don't be a hero, people. Trust me, you don't want to go down that road. Now, the second thing that I want to go over with you involves this little guy right here. The dreaded lie.
I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
Now, I'm going to give it to you straight about lie. I was reviewing the video and I was like, you know, I might be turning people off of soap, let alone soap making, soap completely. Oh, I don't want that, because it's like Peggy Scott Adams sang about, she don't like no sweaty men's, and believe me, whew, you don't want to be smelling this sweaty, man. That's why I'm glad that we have some great smelling fragrances that we use in our products here at the Blue Rose Bath and Body. I just wanted to set your mind at ease. I did say that it was neutralized and everything. I've already discussed the safety precautions you need to take. I'm going to put it lightly now. I'm going to stay away from that D word, you know. Yeah, it's not as bad as I made it out to be. I mean, you have to still take precautions with it. Okay, without lye, you're basically dealing with a detergent, not soap. You can't make soap without lye. We already discussed how lye was an emulsifier and it bonds everything together. Now, the key term that I failed to mention is saponification. That is the overall process in which the soap is cured. And we typically cure our soaps between 4 to 6 weeks here. And at that point, and hear me, the lye is 100% gone out of the soap. I don't know why there is so much fear around lye, and I didn't want to add to that fear. So it is probably good that I am going over this. And that's why I went ahead and at that point in the previous video, I said you want to get your hand on some melt and pour if you weren't comfortable with working with lye, which, as long as you take the proper precaution, it is safe to work with. So this right here has already been through the saponification process.
Oh dear, the desonification process has begun!
The only drawback to that is, and it's perfectly fine, but the only drawback is that you don't have any control over the oils that are going into the soap, which they tell you what's in it. But if you're going for a desired, as an embed, it's fine, but if you're going for a desired effect, and we'll go over that, you want to have control over what you're putting in your soap. And speaking of which, there's a lot of fear, and companies know this, so they want to skirt having to tell you that lye was, I should say, in their product, in the making process of their product. And that's all it is lye was in the making of the soap. It's not in there anymore. Like I said, after saponification, it's gone. But what you'll find is, and you want to look out for, is the word ate, A-T-E, ate. Anything that has ate in it had lye in it. So you'll find sodium cocoa-ate, sodium palm-ate, sodium olive-ate. You're seeing the pattern here. Basically, sodium, which is lye, we'll talk about in a second, and coconut oil or palm oil. So what you have is olive oil combined with lye to make the soap. okay? And I'm just trying to, you know, say this in a way that you can follow. I mean, and also they will say saponified oil. And there's that word again, saponified. Saponification. It's been through the saponification process. So they get away with not saying lye because, like I said, after saponification, the lye is gone. So they can say that. They're still following the mandatory guidelines, even without saying the word lye. Now, on the back of our bars, we come out and just say lye. I mean, because it was used in the making of it. But it's not in there at that point. I mean, we're being totally transparent and honest. We're not trying to hide it, trying to deceive. And people shouldn't be afraid of the word lie, okay? Just now, you do want to be cautious when handling it in its raw form. And that brings me to my second part of this video. I was curious myself. I wanted to know, you know, who came up with soap in the first place? You know, I mean, who sits around and says, we're going to combine this and this and this and use it to clean ourselves? Now, I understand back in the day they probably used water, sand, mud to exfoliate, you know, cleansing. But that can only go so far, you know, and they probably even used oils to cover up their smell, you know, and that can only go so far. And like I previously said, Peggy Scott Adams would say mixing funk and deodorant should be a crime. And I tend to agree with that statement. All kidding aside, who were the first civilizations to utilize soap? You had the Romans, you had the Babylonians, the Mesopotamians, even the Egyptians, Greeks. And I think Gus Portacallus, you know, Michael Constantine, who, God rest his soul, played him, would indeed agree and inform us all that the Greeks invented everything.
I can't believe that. Wonderful.
Oh, what
Wonderful.
see, a man.
Yes.
You
so
sing
smart. Gus. Oh, Gus.
So what I found in my research was that the first civilizations to utilize soap and to come up with the soap making process, I'm sure it was spread around, but they would use animal fats, oils, and wood ash. And that wood ash right there is basically lye. They put the ash in the water, melt, you know, burn it, and the water that rose up was their lye solution, basically. Now, I want to say this, that we don't use any animal products in our soaps, and also we don't use lye that was derived from wood ash. So we're animal cruelty free, we're safe for the environment. Now, the way they made it back then is a lot different than the way we make it now. But getting into that, our lye, like I said, is not bad on the environment because, and I wanted to say this for the previous, sodium, that word sodium, basically all lye is salt. Okay, the way they make salt now, and I found this out doing a little research. Like I said, a little research, people, will dispel a lot of fears you have. It is basically salt and pure water. They put it in this electro plating system. They put graphite rods in it, and basically the flakes that form, that fall to the surface, is what you end up with is manufactured lye. So basically all it is salt. Now, you can research this and find everything that I'm saying is 100% correct. And I don't know why so many people are afraid of salt. It's natural. That's why I say everything in our products is 100% natural. That brings me to the next part of this video. So we've seen the bad and the ugly. Now we want to focus on the good.
The good.
About soaps, and in particular, our soap. Here at the Blue Rose Bath and Body, well, let me say Shannon in particular, she did numerous hours, months. A lot of time went into formulating this recipe, you know, and like I said about melt pour, that's fine, but if you want to have hands-on and control what goes into your soap, then you want to formulate your own recipe. Now, there are many apps. The best one is probably SoapCalc. So depending on the desired goal and what you want to achieve with your bars, depending on what oils and combination of oils you use, will determine, and SoapCalc is great for helping you find balance in your bar. That's what you want, is a good balance. It's going to determine how hard your bar is, how creamy your bar is, how moisturizing, and how cleansing, and how much it lathers even. All these things are percentages, and all those percentages, you want to, like I said, you want to find that balance. It's all about balance in your bars. Now, I've seen people that use a combination of numerous oils and butters, and it can get out of control at some point. Now, our desire was very specific here at the Blue Rose Bath and Body. Like I said, we were going for luxury. We were going for now, before I get into that, before I extol the virtues of our bars and the oils that we have chosen, what Shannon has come up with, I should say, let me be above bar here and make the proper disclaimer. None of these statements or claims have been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. The information given is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, etc., etc., etc.
Have care that head shall never be higher than mine. When I shall sit, you shall sit. When I shall kneel, you shall kneel, etc., etc., etc.
Very well, Your Majesty.
That all of our ingredients are listed. Full disclosure here at the Blue Rose Bath and Body. Like I said, a lot of people use numerous oils in their soaps, and it can really get out of hand, people, but we tend to go with the acronym KISS. Keep it simple, Simon, or as for me, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid. When we were deciding what oils to put into our soaps, we wanted to use a minimum amount of product, but, you know, because typically less is more and more isn't less, if you follow what I'm saying. But if you choose the right oils, it's definitely the ones that we picked out, you can even achieve a greater effect. You don't need a special oil. However, one of our oils was termed a miracle oil by a certain doctor. I really encourage everyone to do their own research, regardless of if you buy our products or not, which I do encourage you to do so. I think you'd be very pleased with them. But a little research goes a long way. And in this day and age, it's at the touch of your fingers. You know, Google's great. I always encourage people to do that. There are numerous recipes out there and combinations of oils to form those recipes, and we're not trying to invalidate those by any means. But while Shannon was doing research to come up with our blend, well, first let me tell you what we didn't want. We didn't want any palm oil. We didn't want any animal byproducts, anything that was hurtful or harmful to the environment, any nut-based oils. We didn't want anything that would cause a reaction, allergic reaction. So what Shannon came up with was a blend of 3 oils. I call it the trifecta or the hat trick of oils. And they're awesome. They're great. We wanted something that would cater to our age, you know, as we're getting older now, and time's creeping up on us all. And we also wanted something as a preventative that it's never too early to start, that someone could use in their 20s. You know, prevention is key, kids. I'm just telling you right now from experience that this is true. Now, this special oil blend that we came up with, one is Shea Butter. Now, this is the foundation, which upon all this is laid. Next, you have Apricot Oil, what I always call Khubani, because I like to feel fancy around here. It's basically apricot oil. You know, it's like when you say niche and schedule, you want to have a certain air about you, you know, you want to seem debonair or whatnot. I just call it fancifying yourself, you know, basically niche or schedule is what I would say, or Khubani oil. And thirdly, and lastly but not least, you have sunflower oil. Now, all these combined work great. Now, like I said, we want to keep it simple around here. Between the three, you're going to have A, C, D, E, and K vitamins. You're going to be hard pressed, okay, to find specifically in facial products any without at least E and K in them, okay? This should give you some idea of why we love this blend, this specialty blend that Shannon has created. They don't clog pores. Actually, they help to prevent pores from clogging. They contain antioxidants. They have healing properties in them. They have protective properties in them. All those free radicals, they're going to protect you from further damaging your skin. When Shannon read all the benefits of these oils and she thought about combining them, she said, that's it. That's it. Matter of fact, when we used them, we said, this is it. This is how we want to feel. This is how we want our customers to feel after using our soaps and our products. Now, we're going to link some of the information below so you can read these articles and see for yourself. Like I said, research is key. We want you to have a pleasurable experience here at the Blue Rose Bath & Body, and we stand behind and love all of our products. My hat really goes off to Shannon on this one. All the research and hours she's put in to developing these recipes, all the things that she's done behind the scenes, you have no idea, things that I am capable of but don't enjoy doing, and it would take me those numerous hours to get done. She can do very quickly, so without her, this would not be a go. This company would have not gotten off the ground. Singing her praises, and I hope I achieved that in the making of this video. That concludes another one, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you will hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, give us a big ring on that bell as always, and also I wanted to mention, if this piques your interest, that we are now on Pinterest. Okay, so if that floats your boat, you can check that out as well. All right, guys, bye.